Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the futures, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang, we some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on, guys? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward, and I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. In case you guys were unaware, we are the fastest growing, highest rated premium online education platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with stock market tools, award-winning AI technology, and co-pilot trading assistant. We actually are the recipient, for those that did not know, we are actually the recipient of the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. There's my business partner and I on stage receiving that award. It really was an honor, to be recognized for what it is that we have created with regards to the AI platform that is True Trading Group that allows for retail traders from all over the world. We have 10,000 members in 115 different countries. But our platform has allowed all of those users to be able to utilize industry-leading tools and resources from the companies that we've signed partnership agreements with, like Benzinga, TradingView, Unusual Whales, OpenAI, just to name a few. The NASDAQ, obviously, also another one of our partners. We have a data partnership agreement directly with the NASDAQ. But we have created an AI platform that allows all of your tools and resources to communicate with each other seamlessly, to provide analysis, all while considering you, the individual. We do not trade the same. No true trader is the same. We do not have the same style. We do not have the same experience. We do not have the same income. We do not have the same points in our lives. We do not have the same amount of time to be looking at charts and screeners throughout the course of the trading day. We do not have the same risk tolerance. We do not have the same position size. It is silly to expect that a newer trader is going to be able to do exactly what I do the exact way that I do it. What we need to do is find a way that it works for you. That is what our AI platform has been able to do, combining the tools and resources in one place. That is Mari, our award-winning AI platform that can communicate with all of your tools and resources, considering your strengths, your weaknesses, your trading style, your experience, your risk tolerance, to give you actionable market insight, to help you figure out where you should be throughout the course of the market trading day, what you should be buying, what you should be selling, what option contracts, to give you the best chance to make money. That is True Trading Group. That is what you guys join when you get access. That's what you get access to when you join the TTG core membership. So it's an honor to be recognized for that from industry leaders like Benzinga. It really, truly is, right? There's a reason why we have a partnership with Benzinga and all those other companies that I messaged to you guys there before. But True Trading Group is not just about awards, right? We're also the fastest growing and highest rated platform there for retail traders. And you might be wondering, who I am and why you should listen to anything it is that I discuss on this channel. I don't think you guys should listen to me because I believe in the world's greatest trader. I believe you should listen to what I discuss on this channel because I was trained by professionals literally on Wall Street. My first job out of college, working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. They had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And then 2008 happened after that. And that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash. But also the same year, I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now, fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. Like I said, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. 10,000 members in the TTG community from 115 different countries. There's something for everybody. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term portfolio investing. We trade stocks, options, futures. We do it all. Literally something here for everybody. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, show some love, turn on your notifications, make sure you guys never miss out on any of these live streams because we're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. I share with you guys positions that I'm in. I share with you positions I'm getting into. I provide you my analysis on what I believe the market's going to do, not what it did already, but what I think it's going to do the next day and the day after and the week after. And we have a really important next couple of days. We have retail sales data tomorrow. We have the Fed meeting on Wednesday. Markets are closed Thursday, back at it again Friday, all while Israel and Iran continue to kind of escalate and tensions there continue to rise. And oil is going to be the real driver and the real question. We talked last night on the live stream. If you guys caught my live stream last night, I talked about fading the oil pop yesterday. We popped about 6.5% on crude when futures opened up. And then I was like, that's going to be the fade. And that is exactly what you did see. You did see oil fade that move here today. Okay. We did see that faded out today. And that was a really, really good play. You saw also some pullbacks in some of the oil stocks. They recovered later in the day as the attacks continue to, kind of heat things up. And I just feel like I'm not in the camp that, I think oil is going to shoot back up to over $100 a barrel. I'm really not. The only way that I think that happens is if the Strait of Hormuz is actually closed. That I think will be a real problem. And if you do get a situation where oil shoots back up to $100 a barrel, that is going to be problematic for inflation. The biggest factors into inflation are energy prices, therefore oil prices, and real estate, So that's, what I think when you're looking at what we need to worry about, it's that. Because every other time that you've had an escalation or tensions flare up or war flare up in the Middle East, it's been a buying opportunity every single time. The only thing that would make me worry about it this time, I'm not worried about like World War III. I'm not worried about, the U.S. getting involved, and I'm not worried about that kind of stuff. I'm just worried about if oil shipments, because 20% of the global oil supply goes through the Strait of Hormuz. And if that gets closed, that's going to send oil prices drastically higher. And we can't afford that as we're trying to get inflation back down towards 2%. We've had wonderful inflation prints the last couple of months. We have not yet seen any type of inflationary pressure from tariffs. Everybody thought we were going to see that in the May inflation number. We did not. If you do not see a tariff inflation impact in the June number, then I don't think it's coming. Okay. If you don't see it in the June number, because every analyst under the sun said that we would see tariff inflation in the May number. May number came out, it was under expectations. So if you get another under expectation number for June, that I think gives the Fed a little bit of breathing room to potentially cut rates in September, as right now the markets are anticipating the first cut coming in September with the second cut coming in December. But if you start to see oil go back up to $100 a barrel and then inflation starts to tick higher, that might take that September rate cut off the table. And I think that could be problematic. I think that the economy needs rate cuts in order to start to reaccelerate. You are beginning to see a slowing. You're beginning to see a weakening in the jobs market. Jobless claims are beginning to rise, not to a level where it's problematic yet, but they are beginning to rise. You're seeing now jobless claims numbers in the mid 200s, like 245, 248,000. So you are starting to see those numbers climb a little bit. Those are some elevated numbers. Once you get above 250,000 on the jobless claims, weekly jobless claims number, you're starting to see a little bit of a softening there. So I think that you're getting to a point where we really need to see these cuts come here soon. And I think once the market feels comfortable that the Fed will cut in September, I think you could see the markets push to a new all-time high. I know that sounds crazy. I don't believe that we have a lot more room if you do make the all-time high, because I think valuations are too stretched. I think that a couple of things need to happen in order for us to make a new all-time high and actually considerably move higher. And those couple of things are the following. I think you would need to see any form of tariff uncertainty go away completely, which means you would need a deal with China and a deal with the European Union in order for tariff uncertainty to go away. Then you would need the Fed to begin cutting rates, and then you would need the conversation shifting away from tariffs and deficit and going and shifting towards deregulation and tax cuts. And if the match the market focuses on, if the market has new trade deals set, no more tariff uncertainty, the Fed's cutting rates, deregulation and tax cuts, that's a scenario where earnings expectations for 2026 could move higher, and the E moving higher can bring down the PE on the S&P 500, which right now trades around 22 times, which is in the 97th percentile of, PE ratios for the S&P 500 throughout history. So, and not to mention on the trailing PE, I think you're right around like 26, maybe just shy of 26 times a trailing PE. We're like 1.5% away from an all-time high, 2% away from an all-time high. So it is a stone throw from here. But I do think those catalysts are going to need to happen in order for us to break that high and really extend. Otherwise, I think you could be stuck in a little bit of a choppy range. As you see these two lines that are drawn on my screen, this is the defined trading range. These are your major support and major resistance levels. Obviously, there are some more minor levels that are mixed in between. But from a trading range standpoint, you have your all-time high that sits up there just above 610 on the SPY, 613 or so. And you have your massive support level in the mid 570s. That was the bottom support from that pullback there in the middle of May. And you'll see prior to that, obviously resistance, prior to that support, and then that was the election night gap up. Okay, so that's a very important key level. That's going to be your major support level. That level was tested and held. It was also the 200 and 100-day moving average at the time. This purple line's the 100-day, the yellow line's the 200-day, and it held beautifully. So I have no reason to believe that the markets cannot do this, and I think they will, but not if oil shoots to $100 a barrel. So that's what we have to pay attention to. Okay? That's what we've got to pay attention to. All right? Now, I don't know how this situation is going to play out. I don't sit up here and try to pretend like I could predict the future. I don't know what's going to happen with Israel and Iran. What I will tell you is I've been doing this for 18 years. I've seen many instances where things have escalated in the Middle East and there's been war and violence and everything else. This does seem to be like it is a little bit of a more severe type of scenario where it's not just like one barrage of missiles and then that's it. This is an ongoing attack back and forth with waves of missiles being launched throughout a course of several days. It's acting as if it's not just like a message and then a message received and then a message, reciprocated. It really feels like it's more of an all-out, outright war between the two countries. But even with that being said, I still think that there is room for this to de-escalate. And I think that you got to be careful chasing oil higher, because the only way that I think that there's a real sustainable move higher in oil, again, is if the Strait of Hormuz is closed. If that does not happen, you could wake up one day and there could be the announcement of a ceasefire. And if there's an announcement of a ceasefire, you're going to see a dramatic pullback in oil. Oil probably drops 5-6% in one day, if and when that happens, and trades back and settles in the 60s somewhere. So I'm not looking to chase this move higher. I'm not in the doomsday camp that expects World War III. So I'm not positioning for that. Okay. So I'm putting that out there for you guys. I think that's probably the highest probability play is probably to short those pops in oil. But oil is already heavily shorted. Oil is heavily shorted in the hedge fund community from a stance of, economic, just supply and demand, just the state of the economy and the global economy as a whole. Oil has been pretty heavily shorted. So, when you get these type of pops, it puts pressure on those funds. But I'm telling you, I don't think you're going to see a real short covering on oil unless you get the Strait of Hormuz is closed. So that's what you got to keep your ears and eyes open for. All right. That's regarding Israel and Iran. You also have some other important data coming out tomorrow. That's retail sales. I think retail sales are important because we got really good consumer numbers and earnings in the first quarter. But it could be a deceivingly strong first quarter because consumers and businesses may have pulled forward some purchases to try to get ahead of what they feared was going to be a sharp increase in prices because of tariffs. So you had this massive pull forward in demand where people that might have been thinking about buying a new car, thinking about buying a new TV, thinking about buying a new phone, whatever it is, they might have sped that purchase up. If they were like, I'm not going to buy it for another few months, they might have sped it up. And that could have led to the stronger earnings in Q1, the stronger consumer spending in Q1. So now that you're getting into Q2 and you're about to get some retail spending, retail sales data from Q2, I think that's going to be an important number to try to tell, is the consumer still actually strong or was it pull forward? So that's why I think tomorrow's number is going to be really important. Then you have the Fed meeting on Wednesday. There will be no cut. The Fed is not going to cut rates on Wednesday, but I want to hear what Jerome Powell has to say. If they give any type of an inclination that they maybe feel like they're close to cutting, the markets are going to look for something that's going to tell them that we're going to get a rate cut in September. You're going to need the markets to confirm and fully price in a rate cut in September, and we have not quite done that just yet. All right. So I still am, the markets are still in an uptrend from that April low. That uptrend has not been broken. The quick recovery of Friday's pullback kind of solidifies that. You have resistance at 605 on the SPY. And if you take that out, you do not have any more resistance until you get up to around 610. So I think you can honestly, I think it's really just this quite this simple. You can draw a line straight across 604.5, 605 in the SPY. Take that out. I expect us to push. Okay. Take that out. I would expect us to push and give you something that looks similar to this. Okay. I think that's the most likely. I think once you get close to all-time highs, it kind of acts as a little bit of a magnet, and then FOMO kicks in. So I think we're going to trade up higher here, unless there's some shocking piece of news that comes out with regards to either trade or Iran and Israel or anything like that. But I mean, if that happens, nothing I can do about that. That's just occupational hazard when news comes, when a black swan event or a piece of news drops. It happens. When news drops, it can either be in your favor or against your favor. And it doesn't mean that you're great or you suck. It just means that, listen, sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not when news drops and it is something that's not foreseeable. If it was foreseeable, then, that's kind of on you. But if something drops that is not foreseeable, it's just kind of, it is what it is. You gotta just roll with it and adjust as that stuff happens. All right. So let's talk about a couple of different setups. I took final profit today on the circle long from last week. Congratulations, guys. I got flat at 153.5 in the morning. I left a little bit of money on the table. Sorry, somebody's at my door. I left a little bit of money on the table. We pushed all the way to 165, but guys, I mean, I'm more than happy, obviously, with this. It was a huge trade for us. We talked about this on the live stream last night too. On the live stream last night, I talked to you guys about looking for the gap up to the all-time high, and I got flat this thing at 153 and change. So I'm no longer in the circle trade. I took final profit off the table today. All right. So if you guys were following along from the long from last week, final profits off at 153.35 was the final fill for that. Congratulations to all of our members that hit this thing from last week with me. If you guys were in call options, multiple 100% banger. Well done. All right. And also, I took final profits off on my GameStop short. Final profits off. I'm no longer in that position. I'm just giving you updates on the positions for those of you that have been following along from last week. And then I'm still long NVTS. Okay. So NVTS is the position from last week that I still have. Okay. So I'm still long this. And what I'm looking for from NVTS is I'm looking for this level to hold. Right. It's a very straightforward setup. I'm looking for this $7 zone that was resistance. We broke through it. You pulled back. 9 EMA comes into play. I'm just simply looking for this level to hold. Okay. Looking for this level to hold and then continue higher and give me a little bit of a short squeeze. My targets on this are going to be 8.15, 9, 10, 11. All right. It's going to be a short squeeze type of play. If we can hold 7, I think you can see a short squeeze that takes this thing north of 9. All right. Now, when I entered this position, I said that I believed I would be in this position for probably 1 to 2 weeks. It's only been a couple of days. So still, something that I am still in and I'm still holding. And my target is going to be up here. Okay. I actually am looking at this resistance level that we have here, this resistance from early 2022. And then you'll see resistance here from the middle of 2023. And then you'll see we had resistance here at 7 from early 24, established that resistance, then broke through it. Now we're pulling back into it. I'm looking for this area to now be support. Okay. And see if we can push this thing back to the upside over the course of the next few days. All right. So that position, I'm still long, but I'm out of the circle long and I'm out of the GameStop short. All right. So that's it. There's updates on my, there's the updates on my position. And, you know, before I kind of get into that stuff, well, maybe I'll take kind of some questions from some people that are here with me on the live. But what I'll tell you with regarding to NVTS first, if you see a candle, I'm going to draw a candle for you. Okay. If you see this candle tomorrow, my conviction level on this trade goes up dramatically. Okay. So I'm going to draw the candle for you. Okay. If you see a candle that looks something like, let me move this so it's not like on top of that. If you see a candle that looks something like this tomorrow, you know what? Let me do this actually. If you see a candle that looks something like this tomorrow, okay, then that is going to make me feel very, very good about this trade. So I'm drawing the candle for you now here today, right? If I see this tomorrow, okay, if I see this tomorrow, I will feel very, very good about the long. All right. If not, I'm going to stop out of it at around 650. All right. If I'm wrong, I'll take my L and I'll stop out of it around 650. But if you get this candle, I think that's going to be a clear-cut buy signal because that'll be a successful test and hold. That'll be your confirmation signal. I'm looking for this area to be support. I have not had any type of confirmation yet that that level is confirmed, right? Yes, we're holding above it, but that's not an aggressive confirmation signal. I don't want necessarily a support level to hold just because sellers have slowed. I want a support level to hold because buyers are getting aggressive at the level. So I haven't had any price action yet that shows that buyers are aggressive. If I get a candle that looks like that, that conviction level will rise, and then we will look for that move higher over the course of the next week. Okay? Get it? Got it? Fantastic. Good. So there you guys have it. All right, that's my analysis there on NVTS. Congratulations to everyone that hit that circle trade and made a little bit of money on GameStop. GameStop wasn't really a huge one, but Circle was a monster. All right, so that's what we got cooking there. All right, I'm curious real quick to just see on the live stream right now, how many people do we have on the live stream right now that are not members of True Trading Group? If you're not a member of True Trading Group, you guys do me a favor and just type the letters TTG real quick inside chat. I want to see who we have on here that's not part of True Trading Group. If you're not a member, if you are not a member, just go ahead and type the letters TTG. If you guys are not part of True Trading Group, I just want to see who's on here that's not a member. Just go ahead and type TTG, guys. Just do me that favor. Go ahead and type TTG for those of you that are not members of True Trading Group. Samuel, what's up? Floyd, how are you? Kaishal. You know what, Kaishal? I don't know why. For some reason, Kaishal, I thought you joined. I thought you were a member. I don't know why. I feel like I thought you joined. Tara Voice, how are you? So Samuel, Floyd, Tara, Kaishal. I think we got this sturdy gentleman from before. I don't know if I can tell that you are not a newbie. Just from your comments from before, I can tell that you're not a new trader, or at least you've been doing this you have some experience. But nonetheless, listen, guys, those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, I did something last night, and I just want to extend it to you guys here today. Alan, hello, man. How are you? I'm just going to send it to you guys here tonight because last night for Father's Day, I did something special. It was my first Father's Day. My daughter's 10 months old. So it was my first Father's Day. Had a great weekend, had a great Sunday, spent time with my family, my wife's family. Her dad was here. My dad was here. Obviously, my mom, my sisters, my wife's family. We had all the family here at my house. I had a really nice day, and it just, we did something special for people last night that were not members of True Trading Group. And I'm just going to extend it here for you guys that are with me here now tonight, because I want you guys to understand that when you are joining a platform when you're joining True Trading Group, you're not joining just a chat room with trade alerts and courses. Those platforms are a dime a dozen. You are joining an AI platform where, and again, Mari, that's what we call our AI. It took us over 2 years and 7 figures of investment in development, and that's the award-winning AI tool. So that was our AI, Mari, is what won the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool at the Global Benzinga FinTech Awards in November of 24. And we're going to come for the reigning. We're going to win that. I'm telling you right now, we're winning that award again this year. I'll tell you that right now. We are. Now, nobody else is going to even come close. But our AI allows all of the tools and resources that are on True Trading Group's platform to communicate with each other while considering your strengths, your weaknesses, your trading style, your risk tolerance, your experience level, okay, your lifestyle, whether like you have time or you don't have time, to give you the most actionable insight on what you should buy, what you should sell, if you want to buy this call option, that put option, blah, 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 whatever it is. Right? How many contracts? Where's your stop loss? Where's your profit targets? I confirm and identify support and resistance levels, help you determine chart patterns. Our AI will help you guys do all of those things. Okay. You guys can actually go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page, okay, when you go to ttgoffer.com, everything on that page is going to be included for 90 days for just $247. Okay. It is 90 days for $247. You guys can, see for yourself, check it out. Use the AI, use it. Okay. Use it. And if you guys are unhappy after the 90 days, I'll give you 30 days for free. Adrian says Mari will absolutely blow your mind. Right? Guys, the reality is, don't join True Trading Group because I'm telling you to. Join True Trading Group because our members actually make money from it. That's what matters most. And I'll show this to you. Guys, members of True Trading Group, if the AI, if True Trading Group, if being a member of True Trading Group as a platform has helped you make money, type the number 1 in chat right now. Anyone here that's on this live stream that's not a member, pay attention to how many people type the number 1, because these are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. If they can do this, then so can you. So all of my members of True Trading Group, if you guys are making money, go ahead right now and type the number 1. There you have it. These people aren't luckier than you. They don't have more time than you. 82% of our members have a full-time job. All right. If they can do this, so can you. All right. Go to ttgoffer.com. All right. And what I want you guys to take a look at, I want you to take a look at this little robot. Show me that little robot, Joe. Picture yourself as you are the robot. All those screens are everything you're expected to manage during the day in order to succeed. It doesn't have to be that way. Our AI enables all of your tools to work together for you. Courses, charts, scanners, data feeds, constantly feeding Mari, returning you smarter, faster insights with every single tick. You're going to get our co-pilot. Okay. Mari's a lot more than a research tool. Your AI co-pilot connects every part of your TGD core membership into one intelligent system. You get our 22-course curriculum, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. You get Benzinga Pro's newsfeed, real-time data for stocks, options, futures, crypto, trading views, premium charting software, options flow, unusual options activity, dark pool data, so much more. Everything together in sync, tailored to you. Speak plain English to it. You don't need complex prompts. Speak plain English to it. Mari delivers fast, clear, personalized insights built around your style, your questions, your next move. Go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included for $247 for 90 days. If you were unhappy after those 90 days and you feel like the 247 wasn't worth it, I'll give you 30 days extra for free. On us. That's how confident I am. Once you use this platform, you are not going to want to ever trade without it again. Not because I just say it to be so. It's because that's what our members say. 10,000 of them from 115 different countries. There's a reason why we have a partnership directly with the NASDAQ. There's a reason why we have a partnership with OpenAI. There's a reason why we received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. Use it. See for yourself. There is no automatic renewal also of your 90-day membership. There's no automatic upgrade to an annual membership. If you want to continue after your 90-day membership, you have to manually process the transaction yourself. Okay? You have to manually process a transaction yourself. It's not just going to automatically charge you on its own. All right. If you guys have any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. All right. That is 1-888-621-2127. Text us with any questions that you guys have. Anybody have any questions on anything that I have discussed about either Circle, NVTS, the overall markets, the SPY? If you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask. All right, now is the time to ask if anybody has any questions. Is AMD going on the watch? Absolutely. So AMD, huge day today. I really do feel like the downtrend has been broken. I really do feel like the downtrend's been broken here. You got this inverse head and shoulders pattern that's formed over the last several months. You broke through that, pulled back, retested it, confirmed it today. You broke above a little pivot point here around 124.5. Here's your 124.5. It's the 200-day moving average. It's also last week's highs. Okay. And I think that your next resistance level, honestly, is going to be right up here in the low 130s. I think that's where AMD is going. All right. I think AMD is going to give you this. You know, maybe you have a consolidation day here or there, but I think AMD is going to do this. So I think we're going up into the low 130s. So AMD is definitely going to be on a watch. I would say 124.50 area for possible support for pullbacks and possible support there. Explain how the AI tool works. I don't know how you want me to explain that to you, Floyd, but you just talk to it, brother. You don't need like all these complex prompts. You just literally talk plain English to it. And it has memory. So it knows who you are. It gives you customized responses. It's not like Google. If I Google something and you Google the exact same thing, we're going to get the exact same response. Okay. But the AI knows you as the trader. I mean, it won't the very first time you interact with it. You have to interact with it, give it information, give it the context so it understands who you are and what type of trader you are and your experience level, et cetera. But as you use it, it remembers who you are. And based on your strengths, your weaknesses, your trading style, right? Your, the time you have available, your risk tolerance, all of those different factors, it will tailor the responses to you, the individual, not to the masses. So you can have 10 different people all talk to Mari, and Mari could suggest 10 different things based on that person's specific trading style and trading experience. It incorporates all of the tools and resources that we have. So we have Benzinga Pro's newsfeed. We have unusual whales options activities. We have options flow, unusual options, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data, We have level 3 data directly from the NASDAQ. So we take all of this stuff and it all feeds into one main nucleus, that is Mari, that is the AI. So all these different tools can now communicate and interact with each other. So instead of you having to have, 3 different computer monitors and here's a scanner and here's unusual options activity, here's your news feed, here's your charts, here's this, here's that, you now can just have Mari can get all of that data and all of that information and put it together in one place to analyze it as a whole. That's how indicators are supposed to be used. You're not supposed to go around your trading career and just say, every time this one particular indicator gives me this reading, I'm going to buy a stock. That's not the way that trading works, right? You're going to want to not just rely on one indicator. You're going to want to rely on multiple indicators, all giving you the same signal. Mari will have the capability of reading, digesting, and analyzing in real time all of the information that are coming from all of these different tools and resources to give you the best actionable insight for you to have the best chance of making money, all while considering you, the individual, and your style and your risk tolerance and, your position size and everything else, your strengths and your weaknesses. That's Mari. You're going to be blown away. Use it for 90 days. You're going to be blown away. I'm telling you right now, I have no problem even telling you if you feel like the $247 was a waste of time and a waste of money, I'll give you an extra 30 days for free. Use it for another 30 days. If you don't think it was worth it. You've all lost more than $247 on some silly trade that somebody on X or a Discord chat told you about. You have. You've all lost $247 more than that. I'm telling you to go to ttgoffer.com, and for $247 for 90 days, you guys get to try out the TTG Core membership, which gives you access to Mari, the AI Copilot, as well as all the other tools that are available that you guys see on that page right there. So go to ttgoffer.com, okay, and you can just say click for 90 days or choose 90-day membership, and you guys will see everything that is included with that membership. All right. And then again, you have any questions, just text us 1-888-621-2127. Phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen, 1-888-621-2127. Text that number and we will answer any questions and concerns that you guys have. All right. Well, I guess that's it, folks. Nobody else has any other questions. Floyd, I hope that answers your question, brother. I hope that answers your question on how the AI works. If you have any other questions, feel free to send a text message, 1-888-621-2127. Have a wonderful rest of your night, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you. We've got retail sales tomorrow, Fed meeting Wednesday. I'll see you guys all later. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, show some love. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care.